everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video the 2725 is coming out of the shed and we're going to do a bit of grass harrowing and stitching. But first things first, I have a bit of work to do just to get the wiring on the grass harrow on this tractor. But before we do any of that, better make sure it starts. She's been in the shed all winter. Check for oil. Yeah, she's lots of oil in her. Unfortunately, I didn't realise, but there's some nice bird poo on it, and she's just under one of the rafters in the roof. So that's a bit of a nuisance, but now it's time to start her up. Now we know that she starts, we have to put in our wires from our starter here into our air-conditioned cab to join up to our grass harrow here, our optical grass harrow. Where is it? I have to join it to there so that we have power going to our air seeder, so it's going to blast out seed. So we have a 6 meter optical grass harrow with a Hudson Whistler air seeder. And yes, there is the 3690. Everyone asks, where's the 3690? There's the 3690. Staying dry. I'm getting my ducks in a row to get it fixed. The problem is cross shaft seals are gone. It will not hold back end oil. The front spline, four-wheel drive spline, is wrong. That needs to be done. And the reason I haven't got it done yet is because the 1200's in the shed, so there wasn't a shed to put this in to do it because it's more than a day's work. But now the cattle are out, we have cattle sheds, I can get this into where I can get me 2 mechanics to get it and get it sorted. We'll get her going. Hopefully before the end of May, she'll be running. So all we gotta do now is get this wired up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, she just starts up and works, and happy days. We'll be getting some paddocks receipt. In my infinite wisdom, I just brought a 13 spanner because it was a 13 spanner. Take the cord off the 6270, and my earth is 13, but my power is bigger. So now comes the MacGyver, and can I get off without the right size spanner? Which probably not. Troy is here with me with the 3075 to roll the ground after me, just to help germinate seeds. So he is a vice grips. So luckily we should be able to pop this off, hopefully. So we have positive and negative. That, please tell me it's going to fit. You got to be kidding me. Just one problem after another. It's too small. And now it's on. Just had to cut it, be able to widen out enough to get it on. So we have to put, this is the grass seed roller. This has to go into the machine, as it has the roller for, or the seed wheel for putting out the forage rapes. That was the last thing it done. Get her box and the rest of the cable into the cab. We have power, and we should have power here. No. For whatever reason, I have power to the plug here. So power to there, so you can see red. But as soon as I plug this in, no power. No, nothing. I'm baffled. Father Phil's on his way to see can he get me going, but I have absolutely no idea. The joys of the job. For those of you that may be wondering, why aren't we at tillage yet? There's been very little on tillage, and that's because land is absolutely swimming. It's been such a wet spring, and even though we get 2 or 3 dry days in a row, it's not enough to dry out some of the land. Land after the last weekend's rain, it's just starting to dry out a bit now, so they're ploughing away and spreading dung at the minute. I'm getting this done because we want to start getting some of these machinery brought home to be kind of getting geared up for everything else. We're just too wet to sow today. We'll get sown tomorrow, the day after, and we're back into wet weather. The weather at the minute is just chronic for trying to get tillage working out. As you can hear by that lovely sound, we have air. I got it figured out. I just heard rattling and she started working. So I found what was loose. She's spinning now, so now it's time to actually get something done. Ring Father Phil, tell me he doesn't need to come, and just tidy everything back up and put it away. So yeah. And now we have a cord. We need to change the meter, the seed wheel. side it goes in. Finally, it's all in, it's ready to go. There'll be definitely something else go wrong on me, but we'll try it. One thing right, well it left. Yeah, and my hydraulics work. So now we get out of the shed and get some grass seed in it and try and get something done and not get caught in anything that's in the way to hold this up. Meter and wheel down. No, I'm not putting in Liffey Mills Calf 18. The grass seed that we have is very old, and there were some of the bags were a bit bust, so I put them into other bags to get them this far. So we'll fill it up with what I need, and then we can refill it before we leave here. This is what we're putting in. Sweet Bite, acre packs. There's labels are gone off of what it is. This seed was bought in 2015 or 16 to sow 19 acres of a bottoms that we have. That they got sprayed off, got hauled done, 4 acres of it harrowed, and then the weather changed and that was it. Finished. That land is doing a different job at the minute, which a couple of years you'll find out what it's been at. But all this old grass seed, it's been kept dry, it's been kept stored. Some of the bags got teared and ripped over the years, but we're getting rid of it today. Here's our grass seed. So there's clover in it. They're the little tiny little pellets. Barely see them. So that's it. Time to go do a bit. Yeah. Hi. We turn on our switch. Tell you, having the air-conditioned cab on a day like today where it's so humid is lovely. To check, we have air off of all of them, so we have no blockages. We have air everywhere. We spin this, we spin it that way. We should see seed. Yeah, grass seed coming out of them all. So now you can see what's happened here. This isn't a big field. There might be 1.5 acres, 2 acres on it. And the cattle were here a day longer than the weather wanted them here. It's not the driest bit of ground, but they were a day too long and there was a wet night and they poached them. Now it's a week since they were off. The grass has come back nicely, but like you look that way and it looks quite good, but when you look down you can see what they've done. So what we're going to do is just do this bit here to start off, pull it all, put down grass into it, give it 2 runs, and then move on to another 10 acres and 3 paddocks to be done as well. That's only after being grazed. So we get started. And that bit of stone there is why we're doing this, not disking it or anything. We can plough there, but we ain't going to be ploughing here. We get their side after that. And that is it done, but as you can tell it is quite soft out there. Fold up now, we cross the road and we do the next bit. Soft out there now, we wouldn't be able to roll it, so it's just going to be left, and hopefully the bit of new grass is just going to fill in them bare spots, and then because it's actually new grass, it might actually grow better than it was before. Head on to the next 3 paddocks. There's about 10 acres, maybe 12 in it, so there'll be a nice bit more to be done. So this is a red clover here. It's fit to cut. was not getting the weather to get it cut, but it's mad fit. So just drive across the middle of the field to get through and on out to the next one. So, you're running away nicely there. But this is where we are now. So this one, that one, and this one. But as you can see, this one was grazed first, and it's actually come back very well. I'm not going to do it. It just seems to come back too well. Whereas this is barer, and that's barer again. So we will later on in the year, we'll be able to see, did it have any benefit, because we'll have these two done and this side of the paling not done. So there should be a line down the middle there, and you should be able to go, yeah, that wasn't done, and yeah, that was done. We'll do these two, and we shouldn't be too long doing it, but you have to admit the 2725 does look very, very nice. Very nice.
Follow the line, don't take the long way round. So feel alive and fly away. Come back to life, don't fade away. So feel alive and fly away. Come back to life, don't fade away.
And that's the first field done. It was quite easy done, it's not that big, our first paddock. Probably less than what I thought was out here. Well, when I take that bit over, that was probably the biggest of the lot. Maybe 2 acres in this one. That's another one, maybe 3.5 out there. 3? Yeah, there's maybe around 9 acres in the field. The bed done. So yeah, 10 acres altogether would be about the height of it now. So yeah, I do notice that this wheel is a bit soft. Wrong spot to drive down. A bit of a steep edge here. This side is soft, so this job won't want to be pumped. Work was that hand now, so it gets back to the yard. Before I go, I will give this a second run without any grass, just to give it another bit of a tipple, and we'll just let this down here. Come on, ahead there. go straight up and down there. It will give everything a second run, but I'll throw up my meter wheel when I get this done, and then that will just work the grass seed another time into it, and it might help with germination a little bit. So it is wet though. We're gonna have to just be careful of them wet spots. But anyways, that is the joys of the job. The weather is just really against us at the minute. Just in awe of this tractor. So good. So we're just finished this now, so I'm just going to turn up the meter wheel, and then we're going to run it that way, completely different, just to see will it make a bit of a difference. It kind of working it into the ground another bit. I think it will. So lift this up. Yeah, this is where you need like 20 hands. So the job it's done. That's just done. You can see the grass seed in there on the bare clay, lots of it. So we'll give it another run just to try and ruffle it up again. And it'll be interesting to see how well it competes against the old grass. Now, there is a trick, and we haven't used the grass harrow as much as I would have liked, but we have done some with it, and I have some interesting tricks I learned off an organic farmer in the UK, and it works very, very well with it. And we done it for an organic farmer here, and that was, we cut his silage. He wanted to try and increase the sward. It was a bit poor of itself, so he got himself his seed. We put in with that. We done 4 runs, and then we put it in. He rolled it, we put slurry on it, and then the trick I learned was that when it comes up about ankle high, cut it. And that has to do with how grass grows. The way it's to do with how paddock systems and that. So when grass is eaten or cut, 3 days later, 72 hours I think, it starts to regrow its shoot. But if that new shoot gets cut or grazed or whatever, then it takes 7 days before that grass starts to grow again. So the theory is, you get ankle high, your new grass is starting to just take off, you cut the old grass, that knocks it back for 7 days, and then your new grass gets to come up through the old grass and compete. We done that for an organic farmer here, and it worked perfect. We only done half of a field because he wanted to see whether it worked, and we all wanted to see whether it worked. And you could see to the line that I went down, it worked that well. And what we'll be doing here now, as I said, we can't top this. We might try and run the cattle back in here just to nibble off the regrowth, and then put them back off it, kind of in and out quickly, to try and not damage the new seedlings coming, but to just trim back the old grass and give the new grass a chance to come up. So we'll see how that works. But the silage one definitely worked very well, and we'll actually be doing that later on when we get some of our silage cut. We've a bit we want to get done, and we're going to do it that way because it saves having to spray Roundup or do any tilling or any messing. And just get it in, you get a nice even spread of grass throughout. You don't, not like a stitcher where it's all lines and takes time to fill in. You get a nice even job done, and no Roundup, because Roundup is hellish expensive. So that's up. So now we just go across this, do the other one, and that's us for today. So one of the things that I'm doing now is I'm not doing tidy turning here. I'm just turning around, back down and go. So I'm leaving a bit up that end that won't be done twice. And the reason for that is I want to see how much of a difference does it make on the grass doing it twice. So I'll have the middle of this field will all be done twice, and the other bit, but that run up there next to the fence and maybe a little eye every turn won't have been done twice. And to give me an idea of what the difference is between doing it once and doing it twice, and is it worthwhile. It's just a bit of a mess, you know. I always like to be trying things, seeing how things work. So we lift and we turn. We're getting onto real short ground now, but that's what it looks like after 2 runs. So it's definitely opening up. So it is definitely opening up. Now we're sucking diesel. This upper one I can move, so I know there's nothing there, so we tip her on a bit livelier now. We get through it. There's the boys rotating on this ground. So this is their next bit here to go on. Not on it yet, but lots and lots of grass out there. So much so that I had planned on cutting that for silage for the first cut, which hopefully we'll get doing next week. But because by right we should have cut it this week, but because of just everything that's going on, we have to push it back a week because we just won't have time to do it. So they're on the half of that at the minute, and then the other half they've already grazed. We just, yeah, if I had a cut we were laughing because they did have the red clover backsource teeth, they had that backsource teeth, but they don't. Oh, the joys of farming and bad weather and all the rest, it's never ending. And we are back in the shed. So now, where the 2725 is parked for now, this is where I'm going to turn into the operating theatre for the 3690. So the 35 is there, there's a barrier, there's a bit of cleaning and sweeping and maybe a bit of power washing, but just leave this ready so that you get the 3690 in here and get her done. Sick of looking at her, not getting done. But that's the 2725 grass harrow. We've one more job to do for our customer, so the grass harrow will be staying on the 2725 till that job gets done. Same as what we done there, once going in after a bit of pasture ground, just putting in a bit of stuff. So should work out the finest. The bulls the other side of the wall are moving away. 2725 now is home for the summer, home for summer work. So she just needs a service, a wash, and we may be putting a Dramone hitch on it. Maybe. There's talk about it and getting one for the 3692, so we may be putting a Dramone hitch on both tractors and get both at the same time, and then she'll become quite a useful tractor. Not the quickest thing on the road, so more for field work and not drawn on the road, but a useful big old donkey of a tractor all the same, and I just love it. But look, we're going to leave it at that for today's video. If you think what I've done there, spent my evening at, will it work? You can let me know in the comments down below. Do you think it'll actually benefit? 1 run or 2 runs, and anything else, any other bits of advice you can, stick them in the comments. We're going to leave it at that for today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it for me. Good luck.